Gold Game presented by Meyer. There is nothing.
He wants to be in the right protection every time. He wants to change the run pace to pass plays. He wants to change the pass plays to run plays. I want to see him just have full control of the offense today.
This is the first spring since your second spring that the quarterback, the starter, is set. It's the first time that we've had Notre Dame come back with a starter that we knew was going to be the fall starter in C.J. Carr. We'll see what he does. A lot of new faces out there as well. Mylan Graham in motion, new receiver from Ohio State. Carr will throw on the first play, and it's complete. You'll also see on this first series, it's thud. They won't tackle to the ground. It gives guys a chance to get on the field. Micah Gilbert makes the first catch of the game. 8-yard pickup for Carr on the first throw. And let's just see how he runs this first series. We know he was so poised last year. It feels like everyone thinks he can even take it up another notch this year in year 2. On 2nd and 2, Aeneas Williams is in the game as the back. Carr rolls right, throws. There's Mylan Graham. Oh, and Don Schuler lays him out, and it's incomplete.
I love opening up with 2 pass plays. I can see C.J. Carr saying immediately, I want to start this game with a pass play. Here we go here. I love this. It's just a quick rollout to the right. C.J. is so good at throwing on the run. He actually sets up here. He's always going to give his guy a chance. That's one thing C.J. is going to do. It's just a great play by Don Schuler.
Mylan Graham, number 3 in blue. You see, played 9 games last year for Ohio State, had 6 catches. They expect a lot out of him. He's really popped in the spring. Don Schuler, the captain, makes him earn it. Now it's 3rd down and 2. Williams is the back. He'll get the handoff, and he's got the first down. Again, they won't tackle to the ground, but he does get enough to move the sticks.
I love the running backs. This is going to be awesome. Like we just talked about, it is an impossible running back group to replace. But Aeneas Williams is the guy that the Irish want running the ball. He is a one-cut back. He loves protection, but also when we were at practice, he runs all the routes with the receivers. He's a guy that's running corner routes as a receiver. He's got great hands. That is a guy that CJ is going to target a ton.
CJ and Mike Denbrock both raved about him and Nolan James Jr. The guy we'll probably see second, their ability in the pass game. Of course, Aeneas had that big catch in the Orange Bowl against Penn State 2 years ago, was hampered by injury last year. He's going to get a toss here and make the catch at midfield before going out of bounds. There he is in the pass game, right on cue. Sometimes,
Tony, there are players who are hard to throw the ball to. They're just, the way they turn their body, the way, it's just difficult.
Would you like to name any names?
I do not. I'm going to be safe here today, but just the way that he ran that arrow route, we call it, to the sideline. He doesn't give you much room with the shoulders, but he did there because he's always good at getting open.
Opening series of the blue gold game. C.J. Carr on 2nd down has a clean pocket. He's taking a shot. Micah Gilbert's there, and it's broken up in the end zone. Great coverage by Jaden Sanders, the transfer from Michigan, in one-on-one.
Let's take a look from behind the defense here. This is awesome. C.J. Carr is just like, let's come out here and throw it. So he's doing it looks like 4 verticals here, giving his guy a chance in the boundary. He's been going to Micah Gilbert all spring, so we're going to see that a lot today.
It's the second seatbelt I've seen from the defensive backs today. They're ready to go against the offense. 3rd down. The Irish just across midfield. Carr backpedals, fires, looking for Gilbert out of his reach, and it's going to set up 4th down. And now Marcus Freeman has a decision to make as the commissioner of the blue gold game.
So he's just a little off the mark here. I mean, it's going to happen. But what I love, look at the pocket presence. He even scoots back after his initial drop to gain some depth from the offensive lineman and get some vision back. That's one he's going to want back.
We're going to talk in depth throughout the day about this offensive line, but assuming health, it feels like one of the better offensive lines they've got going into 2026. As the offense will go for it on 4th down. See where Carr elects to go. He's going to fire, looking for Jordan Faison, who's been his favorite target in the spring. Mark Zachary in coverage forces the incompletion, and it's a defensive stop. The gold team will get the first points of the game as they stop C.J. Carr and the offense on the opening series. And they just get a stop there against the ones. There's a lot of confidence on the defensive side of the ball going into year 2 under Chris Ash.
Yeah, they really hit their stride last year with those last 9 games, hoping that carries over into this year. But he just seems a lot more comfortable coming into year 2, and I know he's excited to watch these guys play today.
I think everybody acknowledged that the first 3 games did not go according to plan. Now, there were some good opponents on that schedule as well, right? Texas A&M, Miami went all the way to the title game, but they really locked in that back 9. You see the points per game allowed. That would have been about top 5 if that was their number through the entire year. So they got dialed in, and now the big question is, can they start fast in 2026?
And that's what he talked about. He talked about the defense this year. They have all the skill in the world. It's about the communication. That's something he wants to see today. Is how are these DBs and linebackers communicating to each other?
Blake Hebert is in, and he's throwing deep downfield, and this pass is caught. It's a catch made by Cam Williams. He's inside the 10, and the second string offense is in business early.
Here's Hebert taking a three-step drop. He's going there the whole time. This was probably a progression with an option where he has taken his option route in the boundary of the field, giving his guy a chance, throwing the ball up. It's a great catch by Cam Williams.
Wide receiver room deep this year as Hebert's going to get a free play, looking for Williams again, and it's incomplete.
He liked him enough. He's hot. The receiver's hot. Let's go back to him. He's starting to feel himself. He got his first catch of the day. Let's go back to Cam for number 2.
Second time he's targeted Aiden Pouncey, the young corner who we talked to Leonard Moore yesterday, was really raving about his development behind Leonard Moore. You see Hebert, second year with the Irish. This is the thing we're going to keep an eye on today. Hebert and Noah Grubbs, the freshman early enrollee, kind of battling it out for this backup quarterback position, which we know is very important. You never know how the season's going to play out.
I've been in a lot of those battles at the backup position. I know exactly how it goes. You just got to control what you can control. These guys don't want to compare what everyone's doing today. Just control what you can control and have fun. Hebert's been awesome to get to know this last year. He's got a unique skill set. I think we're going to see him run a little bit today, which is something he's very good at.
Pistol formation, and Jonas Walton, the freshman back's going to get the carry. Stopped. Big pile of defensive linemen gobble him up. I think freshman Rodney Dunham was in there, a few others. You mentioned it in the opening, and the big boys up front, they really do draw your attention when you look at this defensive line this year.
We were at practice, and I was looking up in the air, and so were you, right? And we looked, and we said, this is a huge D-line. They obviously made it a very important in the portal, and with some other guys getting, developmental guys, getting them ready to go. They wanted size there, and size is not everything, but it is a huge part of the game.
Second and goal as Hebert has the offense on the move here. Walton still is back. A couple of receivers. They put Elijah Burris in motion in his second spring game. A high snap that Hebert handles, gives it to Walton, and he's in. The offense on the second drive of the game has their first touchdown.
I love what the offense is doing here. They brought the motion. It looks like man. It was man. They ran inside zone right off the center and off the guard. It's a great play by Jonas.
Jonas Walton, the 5'9", 214-pound freshman, big body out of Carrollton, Georgia. Top 12 running back recruit, gets into the end zone for the opening touchdown of the game. Spencer Porath, transfer from Purdue, is on to kick. He was perfect in the scrimmage a week ago, and he drills this PAT. So the offense has their first touchdown of the game. The freshman Jonas Walton on a handoff from Blake Hebert, and they're rolling here in the spring game. Goes third. Jadarian Price also goes 32nd, final pick of the first round. So 2 first-round running backs last year. Everyone here in South Bend was thrilled about that. We're joined now by the head coach, Marcus Freeman. Before we get to today's game, Coach, I just want to ask you, you also had Malachi Fields, Eli Raridan come off the board in the second day of the draft. What's it been like for you this weekend to see those guys make the step to the next level?
Oh, man, it's great. It's what it's all about. To be on the journey with them, to see them have those brief moments of reward. They work really hard for those opportunities, and so I'm proud of them. I really am. I'm proud of them.
Coach, what have you seen from C.J. Carr so far in his first drive and obviously in this second drive here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to make great decisions. Look like a couple contested catches that you would love to see us come down with. But, I mean, he's going to operate this offense like a pro, and he's doing a heck of a job.
Okay, what do you want to see on this play here? 3rd down and 5. You guys are backed up pretty deep.
Just some listen, when you're a backed up situation where you have the ball inside the 10-yard line, you want to see a first down. You want to be able to get out of. All right, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
We're gonna punt. Listen, start the ball at the -5. 3 more plays. I'm sorry, guys. I got to be the commissioner too.
No, you got to do your job. This is important.
-5, let them know, 3 plays each. 3 plays, 3 plays. All right, so you know, you want to see your offense get a first down just so you can change the field position. You know, if you have to punt, you have to punt. But the objective is for the offense in a backed-up situation to get a first down, and the defense, obviously, to force a 3 and out.
Okay, 3 snaps now left in this series. So, and Ian alluded to it on that drive, but we talked to you the other day about CJ's development. What do you want to see from CJ going into 2026 now that it's going to be, oh, hold on, let's see if he connects with Micah Gilbert here. It's incomplete. What do you want to see from him going into next year?
I mean, he's going to continue to improve and work at all aspects of his game. The thing he does so well is he's able to put our offense in a position to have success, right? Whether it's a run check, a pass check, depending on what the defense is doing, he's going to put our offense in a good situation. So that's number one. Number two is continue to, you know, be efficient in what we do, right? We want to be perfect, but more than that, he's just got to keep being efficient and improve at all areas of being a quarterback for Notre Dame.
Coach, how about the running back position? We just saw Notre Dame running backs make history 2 nights ago. How do you, it's impossible room to replace, but what do you see from these guys early this spring?
You know, Aeneas has been non-contact for a little bit, and we were able to get him into some contact the past couple weeks. But this is a good group. As you look at Aeneas' bodies of work, you look at Nolan and Kedron when he gets back, those guys can run the football. They have great vision. They're athletic. They run the ball hard. And then I want to see what these freshmen do. Jonas looks really good in the spring. We'll get Javion back from injury for fall camp, and I'm really confident in our ability to run the ball. Not just because of them, because we got a really good O-line too.
All right, Coach, that's it. That's a good stand by the defense. We'll let you get back to work, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right, guys. Have fun.
There's Coach Marcus Freeman. Has to be happy with what he's seen from the
stands, you know, all the details that go with his defense. You know, being able to see it and be around it for a second year is going to be really beneficial for our team.
He calls you the leader of this defense. How have you continued to embrace that role while not being out there with your teammates on the field?
You know, just trying to help, you know, the young guys, the older guys, just try to see how I see it. You know, a lot of the time, the linebacker sees more of everything than, you know, the DBs do or the D-line does, just, you know, where they're at. And so, you know, just answering questions, helping the young guys in the linebacker room try to grow. You know, obviously you got the older guys, the Boubacar and Adon and the D-line and DB room. So, you know, just trying to communicate with them, see what we need, and then, you know, obviously talking with Coach Ash, Coach Brian, Jean-Marie, and then, you know, new DB coach, Coach Henry, of what we need to work on.
All right, thanks so much for your time, Drake.
Yes, man, thank you.
Tony?
Thanks a lot, Caroline. Something that stood out to me there, Ian, is what we heard, I think, all day yesterday when we talked to Leonard Moore, Bryce Young, and Chris Ash ahead of this game. Drake Bowen said it's a lot more clear in year 2 under Chris Ash. They seem to be really comfortable now that they're in the second year under their DC.
You just can't underestimate what it means to see a playbook for year 2 and be able to communicate and work with these guys. They finally had 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Finally, which is, you know, when the year doesn't end the way you want it to go. You got to find the positive. They finally have 8 weeks to get together and work on their communication skills, especially, like Drake Bowen said, at the linebacker position. Nobody
wanted to miss the playoff, but that had to be a small silver lining as that play is stopped in the backfield. Should mention that Noah Grubbs getting the reps right now at quarterback. That's a big stop by the defensive line. Cole Mullins making the tackle, or Rodney Dunham, rather, in on the hit. And it's going to set up 3rd down and long for our first look at Grubbs, who is facing 3rd and long from deep in his own territory.
This will be an awesome rep. Welcome, freshman. Welcome, Noah Grubbs. Come on in. You're backed up. This is all about football IQ here. You cannot take a sack, but this is a great learning. This is a play that he's going to learn a ton from when watching film. This is a hard down. 3rd and long, backed up. Cannot take a sack. Got to get the ball out of your hands.
He was really confident. Slung it around the yard in the scrimmage a week ago. See how he handles 3rd and long. Gets it out quickly here on a screen. They're going to get some yardage back, but not enough for the sticks. So it's going to set up 4th and short for the offense. I think it was Logan Saldate who made the catch. 3rd year in the program. He's a guy who's, I think, in a group of a lot of receivers that could maybe make a case for reps in 2026.
There is a battle for wide receiver number 5, wide receiver number 6, and he is part of that. He is a guy I spent a lot of time with last year. We threw every Saturday morning. I love the way he runs his routes. He's got natural hands. He's turning into a leader this year. It's going to be an important year for him.
California native. Again, third year in the program is when I usually think that's when it's kind of, sometimes, I don't want to say make or break, but you can really make a big jump year 2 to year 3. And Saldate is a guy at that position that could, as they're going to run it with Walton here, who has the touchdown so far today. You saw they reset the sticks. So on 4th down, Marcus Freeman declared another punt. You see the score go to 11-11 here. That's 3 stops now for the defense, and they'll just run the final plays of this 4th series.
I love it. Just thinking back for Noah Grubbs, all of these plays, they are so valuable for him. He's come in with a couple months, but one thing everyone has been talking about, especially Denbrock, is how fast he's been able to pick up the plays as a young freshman. That is not easy.
Let's see what they go to here on 2nd and short. Grubbs is going to throw. It's good protection. Now he rolls right, throws on the run, incomplete, was looking for Williams, and there is Aiden Pouncey, who, when we talked to Leonard Moore yesterday, the All-American corner, he said Pouncey's kind of been repping behind him and looks pretty sharp in the spring.
He said he's been very impressed with how he's come in and made some plays. He's had some PBUs that were big time in the scrimmage. Getting that compliment from Leonard Moore is a big deal.
No Leonard Moore today, no Drake Bowen, who we just heard from, but we expect to see them in the fall when they open up at Lambeau Field in September. And gosh, the defense, just going back to what we talked about with Chris Ash, it just feels like they are primed for a huge year on the defensive side of the ball. 3rd down, high snap, they give it to Walton. He's going to have enough for a 1st down. I think Walton's been pretty impressive here so far in the spring game. Every time he's touched it, it's been pretty decisive with his runs, but that's going to end this 4th series for the offense. Defense has picked up a stop on 3 of the 4 series so far today.